Guy, Donnie Staley. Tech officials, Dave Hoopengarner, Roger Leinert, Joe Leinert, and Daisy Leinert. Spotter, Bill Ditto. Pit announcer and spotter, Chuck Barrett. The tire and fuel guy, Bob Dematio. Craig Mishler, Howard Holt, and Zach Downing of Mid-Vid Racing Videos. Track photographer, Shutterbug Photography by Dana. And track owners and promoters, John and Kelly Chapman. I'm your announcer, Chris Kale, and welcome to week number 17. Canton Auto Salvage and Finlayson Towing present the Mini Truck Season Championship and Skid Plate Race at Thunder in the Valley. We are blessed to live in the greatest country on earth. Would you please honor our nation? And if you're able to stand, please do so. Gentlemen, please remove your hats for tonight's invocation and the playing of our national anthem. Here's Mr. Aaron Leinert for the invocation.
Dear Lord, we thank you for this day that you've given to us. Lord, we thank you that we have this opportunity that we can come and we can enjoy some racing. Lord, we ask that you watch over the drivers and their crews. Lord, we watch over the people in the pits as the cars are driving through. Lord, we keep each and every person safe that's in the stands, that they will have a wonderful evening of racing. Lord, you just remind us of the enjoyment that we can have because we're living in a wonderful, blessed country that you created. Lord, it's in your precious and holy name we pray. Amen.
And presenting tonight's colors, Jamie Leslie. So getting ready to go green, Bob Snyder Jr., Tony Your Dials. McIntosh Oil Company late model fast heat is green. Your Dials trying to make that outside lane work. Bob Snyder Jr. has the advantage into turn number 3. Snyder going to battle on the bottom. He's going to lead lap number 1. George Riddle in the 0 trying to take over second from Tony Your Dials. Brandon Short got up in the oil dry in turn number 1. He got sideways as Cody Jayberg rockets around him. Still a good battle for second between Riddle and Your Dials. Emerson Hoffman runs 4th. Bob Snyder Jr., your race leader. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. White flag for Bob Snyder Jr. Brandon Short pulls pit side in the 18. And off of turn number 4, heat race number 1 to Bob Snyder Jr. George Riddle finishes second, the 90 of Emerson Huffman, the 22 of Cody Jayberg, the 88 of Tony Your Dials, and the 18 of Brandon Short. Pulling to the line, he's not only heat race number 1 winner, he's also the 2019 late model champion in the Landstar Recruiting Agent, Factory Street Pub and Grill, Alexix Building Systems, Guest Motors, Weathermakers Heating and Cooling, and Randy Smith sponsored number 17 from Denison, Ohio. Put your hands together for Bob Snyder Jr. McIntosh Oil Company late models. The 69 is Bob the Animal Eichel. He'll start on the pole with the 25 of Chris Grubbs, the 577 of AP Wren, and the 66 of John Sangquest Sr. Chris Grubbs way up the racetrack. He's going to hang on to the lead. Bob the Animal Eichel in second, AP Wren in third, and John Sangquest in fourth. Halfway home, 3 and 3 to go. Chris Grubbs, your race leader. AP Wren up to second. White flag for Chris Grubbs. Off turn number 4, your winner is going to be AP Wren in the 577. Chris Grubbs will finish second. Then the 69 of Bob the Animal Eichel and the 66 of John Sangquest. Pulling to the line, just got in this car a week ago for the Ohio Invitational. He picks up his first heat race of the season from New Philadelphia, Ohio. Put your hands together for AP Wren. So moving into the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds for heat race number 1, the 38 is Kevin McClintock. He'll start on the pole. The 55 of Rooster, Brandon Bailey. Row number 2, the 331 is Mike Stone. The 67 is Bob Page. The 09 is Philip Cox. The 0 is Lucas Ripley. That is the 0, not the 00. Lucas Ripley in the 0. And your fastest qualifier, the 54, is Big Mac Doug McMillan. So getting ready to go. Green 8-lap heat race number 1 for the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds. Green is in the air. Kevin McClintock, your race leader. The Rooster, Brandon Bailey in second. Mike Stone in third. Bob Page fourth. Lucas Ripley in fifth. Then Philip Cox and Doug McMillan. Halfway home, 4 and 4 to go for Kevin McClintock. McClintock, Bailey, Stone, your front three. White flag for Kevin McClintock, Brandon Bailey, Mike Stone, Bob Page, Lucas Ripley, Philip Cox, and Doug McMillan. Off turn number 4, heat race number 1 to Kevin McClintock. Brandon Bailey in second, Mike Stone in third. Then the 67 of Bob Page, the 0 of Lucas Ripley, the 09 of Philip Cox, and the 54 of Doug McMillan. Pulling to the line from Dover, Ohio, in the Van Meter Auto, Stewart's Flooring, Broad Run Cheese House, Penzo's Pizza in New Philadelphia, Federated Auto Parts, Blick Tool and Die, Dave's Auto Body, Consolidated Stitches Embroidery, Dean Miles, Alicia Manley, MD, sponsor number 38. Put your hands together for Kevin McClintock. The 99 is Derek Gruhl from Dover, Ohio. The 29 of Dan Gosser from Stone Creek. Row number 2, the 02 of Rick Sibla from Massillon, Ohio. And alongside the number 4 is Jerry DeVore from Midvale. And out back, the number 75 is Bobby DeVore the second. Getting ready to go green, Derek Gruhl, Dan Gosser. Green flag is in the air. Dan Gosser going to have the race lead, gets sideways, but he'll lead lap number 1. Dan Gosser, your race leader. Rick Sibla runs second. Derek Gruhl third. Halfway home. 4 in, 4 to go. Dan Gosser, Rick Sibla closing in. Sibla is there. He's got a lap and a half to get around Dan Gosser in the 29. White flag for the number 29. Off turn number 4, heat race number 2 to Dan Gosser. Rick Sibla finishes second, Derek Gruhl in third, Jerry DeVore in fourth, and Bobby DeVore rounding out the field. Kingston Brown to the start-finish line, please. Kingston Brown to the start-finish line, please. Pulling to the line, heat race number 2, winner from Stone Creek, Ohio. Put your hands together for Dan Gosser. On the flag stand, one of our Midvale Speedway Thunder Kids going to wave a green flag tonight for the street stocks. We're going to have our Thunder Kids wave green flags tonight, the ones that were drawn. So starting on the pole, your point leader in the John Tannerelli number 67, the big dog, Lucas Ripley. Alongside the number 77 is Bear Swartz. Row number 2, it's Camaro Hair. The number 118 is Colt Locker. The 48 is Will Wiggins the second. The 88 is Dennis Wood, and the number 28 is Frank Boyce. And also the 75 of Bob Passwater Sr. So one of our Midvale Speedway Thunder Kids getting ready to wave a green flag. If you want to sign up for Midvale Speedway's Thunder Kids, your kid wants to wave a green flag, visit Victory Lane. Make sure you stop down to the first floor of the main scoring tower. We draw new names each and every week. Getting ready to go green, Ripley and Swartz. Didn't know. Actually, Rich Schweitzer driving the 77 of Bear Swartz tonight. Schweitzer on the outside of Ripley. Lucas Ripley will have the race lead. Rich Schweitzer going to drop in behind. Colt Locker in third. Then the 88 of Dennis Wood. Point leader Lucas Ripley out in front in the number 67. The 77 is Rich Schweitzer. The 118 of Colt Locker. The 88 of Dennis Wood, your front four. Schweitzer going to go up the hill just a little bit. Here comes Colt Locker in the 118. Not quite there. Schweitzer going to hang on to that second spot. Lucas Ripley out in front in the 67. White flag for Lucas Ripley. The battle on the racetrack for second between Rick Schweitzer and the 118 of Colt Locker, also the 88 of Wood, and the 28 of Boyce right there. Checkered flag for Lucas Ripley. Rich Schweitzer finishes second. Colt Locker finishes third. Then the 88 of Dennis Wood, the 75 of Bob Passwater Sr., the 28 of Frank Boyce, and the 48 of Will Wiggins. Tessa Ackerman to the start-finish line, please. Tessa Ackerman to the start-finish line, please. So pulling to the line, your point leader in the Bucky Mowing Street Stocks. Heat race number 1 winner from Yorksville, Ohio, in the Heron Heating and Cooling, sponsored number 67. Put your hands together for the big dog, Lucas Ripley. 6 is Kyle Lawson. The number 82 is Jeff Bowling. The number 95 is Scooter Scott Richardson. The number 22 is Kylie Wood. The 74 is Bob Passwaters Jr. And the number 54 is Chase Berkey. Tessa Ackerman on the flag stand, getting ready to wave a green flag for heat race number 2 of the Bucky Mowing Street Stocks. Lawson and Bowling and we're green. Bowling had the advantage going into 1, but Lawson battles back on the bottom. He's going to have the race lead into turn number 3. Jeff Bowling trying to get to the outside. Now going to try the crossover move. Didn't quite get underneath Lawson. Scott Richardson moves up to the third spot. Kyle Lawson, Jeff Bowling battling for the top spot. Scott Richardson in third. Kylie Wood, Passwaters Jr. battle for fourth. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Lawson continues to lead. Now he gets into the 82 of Bowling. Bowling will shoot around to the race lead. New race leader Jeff Bowling in the 82. Scott Richardson taking a look to the outside of Kyle Lawson. Good battle for second between Lawson, Richardson, and now Kylie Wood. White flag for Jeff Bowling. Oh, here comes Kylie Wood to the inside of Lawson. That stops up Richardson on the outside. Lane checkered flag for Bowling. Kylie Wood with a good move, going to finish second. Finishing third, the 6 of Kyle Lawson. Then the 74 of Bob Passwaters Jr., the 95 of Scott Richardson, and the 54 of Chase Berkey. So first time out this season in the number 82 from Canton, Ohio in the Bowling's Used Cars sponsored ride. Put your hands together for Jeff Bowling. Snap-on tools by Doug Pool Mini Trucks. First night out in the number 29 is Tim Croft from Kimbolton, Ohio. Alongside the number 95 tonight is Josh Beal from New Cumberstown. Row number 2, the number 2 is Barney Gerber. Then your point leader, the 443 of Eddie McLean, currently holds a 16-point lead over fastest qualifier, Scott Lindell. Green flag in the air. The race within the race for the points battle, Eddie McLean and Scott Lindell. Lindell needs to finish ahead of that 443 truck. Josh Beal, your race leader in the 95. McLean up to second. Lindell third. Barney Gerber going to run around the outside of Tim Croft for the fourth spot. Halfway home, 3 in, 3 to go for Josh Beal and Eddie McLean. Scott Lindell in third, Barney Gerber fourth. Barney Gerber into the back of Eddie McLean. Eddie McLean up the racetrack, white flag in the air. Caution on the speedway. Getting ready to go back to green, Josh Beal, Eddie McLean. Eddie McLean going to sweep around the outside of Josh Beal into turn number 3. White flag coming out this time. Eddie McLean going to be your race leader. Into turn number 3, Scott Lindell going to take over second from Josh Beal, but your winner is going to be the 443 of Eddie McLean. Lindell will finish second, then the 95 of Beal, the 2 of Gerber, and the 29 of Tim Croft. So when you look at the point battle, that puts Eddie McLean back up 18 points now after the heat race. So a lot of work to do for Scott Lindell if he's going to win this championship. But your winner in the 443 from Carrollton, Ohio, in the Peebles Racing, Columbiana Auto Parts, Joe Mack Truck Bodies, Jones Tax Solution, Jason Shaw at O'Reilly Auto Parts, Keith and Robin Brady, sponsored number 443. Put your hands together for Eddie McLean. Field will be the 07 of Evan Large. Evan Large flipped in hot laps, or actually flipped in qualifying in that 07 truck. So Roger Bauscher unable to make the call for the heat race, so that's left with 4. 6-lap heat race number 2 for the Snap-on Tools by Doug Pool Mini Truck Division. Chad Squires, Nick Large, Rick Brink, and Evan Large. Getting ready to go green. Green flag is in the air. Nick Large out to the race lead. Chad Squires in second. Rick Brink in third. Here comes Rick Brink for second. Chad Squires up the racetrack. Brink going to take over second. Nick Large, your race leader. Here comes Squires back to the inside of Rick Brink for second. Large still leading. Rick Brink way up the racetrack. Squires going to take back over second. Chad Squires to the bottom and Nick Large. Into turn number 3, about to get the white flag. Nick Large way up the racetrack. Chad Squires going to take the white flag. Rick Brink in second. Off of turn number 4, your winner going to be Chad Squires. Rick Brink finishes second. Nick Large finishes in third, and Evan Large in fourth. Kind of a miracle the 07 is even out there after flipping in qualifying. Great job by the Large guys to get that truck back on all 4 wheels and back in the heat race. to the line, your winner from Canton, Ohio, in the Bullseye Industrial Supply Campesinos Grill in Strasburg, sponsored number 26. Put your hands together for Chad Squires. So the number 8 tonight is Bart Busby, subbing in for Jeffrey Orr. The number 19 is Eugene Kopp. The 69 is Dan Bucky. The 9 is Gavin Roop. The 15 is your point leader, Kyle Finlayson. The number 64 is Jamie Leslie. Your fastest qualifier, the 23, is Carl Phillips. And out back, the number 69 is Zach Koger. Out front, Bart Busby in the 8, Dan Bucky to the inside of Eugene Kopp for the second position. Kyle Finlayson, your point leader, right there in third. Bart Busby picked up the feature win on the last regular night of racing here at Midvale Speedway in Alan Clark's number 0. He's out in front, and Jeffrey Orr's number 8 tonight. Dan Bucky runs in the second spot. Kyle Finlayson and Carl Phillips side by side for third. Bart Busby, Dan Bucky continue to battle, 2 laps to go. White flag for Bart Busby. Busby got up a little bit high. Dan Bucky and Kyle Finlayson battling for that second spot. Carl Phillips right there as well. Off turn number 4, your winner going to be the number 8 of Bart Busby. Kyle Finlayson will finish second. Dan Bucky will finish third. Then the 23 of Carl Phillips. The 64 of Jamie Leslie. The 9 of Gavin Roop. The 19 of Eugene Kopp. And the 69 of Zach Koger. David Brown Jr. to the start-finish line, please. David Brown Jr. to the start-finish line, please. Pulling to the line, heat race number 1 winner for the Finlayson Towing Compacts, substituting for Jeffrey Orr tonight. From Bowerston, Ohio, in the Bucky Mowing, Damsel in Defense Pro by Alicia Allison. Keys Cars, Bombs Away Bar and Drive-Thru. Sponsored number 8, put your hands together for Bart Busby. Eric Robinson, and the number 24 is Brent Schreffler. So getting ready to go green, Connor McLean, Alan Clark. Green flag is in the air. Alan Clark around the outside. He'll take the race lead off of turn number 4. Now he gets some contact from Connor McLean. Connor McLean to the inside of Alan Clark for the race lead. Here comes Brent Schreffler in the 24. The 78 is Josh Peebles. Alan Clark going to drop back in the outside lane. Schreffler not quite clear as he gives a little love tap to the 443 of Connor McLean, who is out front. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Brent Schreffler takes over the second spot. He's trying to get to the outside of Connor McLean. Here comes the 78 of Peebles. Brent Schreffler around the outside. He'll take over the race lead. Brent Schreffler will take the white flag. Connor McLean in second. Off turn number 4, your winner, Brent Schreffler. Connor McLean finishes second. Josh Peebles finishes third. Then the 0 of Alan Clark. The 86 of Tyler Shootball. And the 15 of Derek Robinson. Pulling to the line from New Philadelphia, Ohio in the Canton Auto Salvage. Bowling's Used Cars, about your comfort, pest control. Shutterbug Photography by Dana. Stock Boarding Kennels, Finlayson Towing, and Paw Print Vinyl, sponsored number 24. Put your hands together for Brent Schreffler. And our final Kids Club member tonight, Caden Gibson, to the start-finish line, please. Caden Gibson, challenger. He'll start on the pole with the 43 of Tyson Rose. The 910 is Jimmy DeVono. The 53 is Curtis Finlayson. The 44 is Mike Stuber. And the 41 is Toby Cook. Again, Midvale Speedway's Thunder Kids, brought to you by Automatic Fire Protection Systems in Fremont, Ohio. If you want to sign up for Midvale Speedway's Thunder Kids, please stop up to the Pit Stop Shirt Shop on the first floor of the main scoring tower, and you might get a chance to wave a green flag here tonight at Midvale Speedway, or another night here at Midvale Speedway. Getting ready to go green, Jeremy Salinger and Tyson Rose. Green flag is in the air. Salinger to the race lead. Here comes DeVono alongside Rose for second. Oh, Curtis Finlayson into the wall. So Curtis Finlayson gets high and gets up into the water. Tyson Rose in second. Third. Then Mike Stuber and Toby Cook. Green flag in the air. Toby Cook around Tyson Rose for second. Salinger, your race leader. Salinger slips up off of turn number 2. Here comes Toby Cook. Cook to the inside of Salinger. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go for Toby Cook. Mike Stuber going to go around the outside of Jeremy Salinger for second. White flag for Toby Cook. Mike Stuber going to look to the outside of Toby Cook for the race lead. Into turn number 3 for the final time. Stuber gets in deep, gets alongside Cook off of turn number 4. Your winner's going to be Toby Cook. Mike Stuber finishes second. Jeremy Salinger finishes third. Then Tyson Rose and Jimmy DeVono. So pulling to the line from Canton, Ohio, in the east of Chicago Pizza, Perry Heights, Ohio Heating and Cooling, Canton Auto Salvage. Sponsor number 41, put your hands together for Toby Cook. Truck is Fred Schuster, the 70 ride is Fred Schuster from Seven Hills, Ohio. It's a 55 Chevy Canadian stock car products chassis. Fred is the owner and builder. He was a rat race champion in the 60s. He has run street stocks, late models, and modifieds. The number 70 is in honor of his uncle, Walt Newman. Fred is the 2017 and 18 Parade of Stars champion, and that car is for sale as we go green. The 76 is Jan Markowski from Seven Hills, Ohio, in the 2007 Craftsman Truck Series truck. Jan started driving rat races at the Cloverleaf Speedway in the 60s. He has driven late models in the Chevelle era, the 70s. The truck has a history of running at Daytona and several NASCAR truck races. The truck is owned by Ted Keller of Brook Park, Ohio. And out front is the number 3 of Bob Lucetti. Lucetti from Broadview Heights in the 81 Camaro. Bob is the 2018 Lorain County Speedway Street Stock champion. He is replacing Tony DiPaolo, who won the July 27th feature here at Midvale Speedway. Tony wasn't able to be here, so Bob, he has been racing for almost 40 years. The car came from the Columbus, Ohio area. The Camaro is owned by Jack Lemo, who has been racing for over 50 years, and that car is for sale as well, as the number 3 wins heat race number 1. So Bob Lucetti wins heat race number 1. They'll switch positions and run a second 4-lap heat race. Jan Markowski from Seven Hills, Ohio, in the 2007 Craftsman Truck Series truck. So we'll see who wins this one. 4-lap heat race number 2. And we're green. Schuster has the race lead through turn number 1. Lucetti in the number 3 in second. Markowski in third. Lap number 1 going to go to Schuster. Lucetti going to drop back in that number 3 car as the 76 of Markowski moves up to the second spot. Halfway home, 2 in, 2 to go. Markowski way up next to the wall. Into turn number 3. White flag going to come out for Fred Schuster. Here comes Markowski on the outside. Is Schuster going to hang on? He will. So Schuster wins the second race. Lucetti won the first one, Cloverleaf Speedway, in the 1960s. A little something the Parade of Stars are doing. Make sure you check out Parade of Stars Late Models on Facebook. They got a great page. Getting ready to go green. Green is in the air. Markowski going to have the race lead into turn number 1. Schuster going to take over the second spot. Lucetti trying to battle back in that number 3. Jan Markowski way out in front. Looks like we're going to go to a 4th heat race if he's able to hang on for the next 2 circuits. White flag for Jan Markowski. Wow. Interesting. That was only the white flag lap, and nobody is coming around for the checkered. We still got, the guys thought that there was a checkered flag, and it wasn't. Markowski, and here we go. See who comes across the line first. Oh, and it's going to be Bob Lucetti. Bob Lucetti in the 3 got to the line first. He is the winner. So Bob Lucetti is the winner of the Parade of Stars. Winner take all series. Have no idea what Jan Markowski was doing. They all thought that the checkered was already thrown, and that is it. Terry Coletti going to go give the winner, Bob Lucetti, his trophy in the number 3, or give him the checkered flag. Here's your winner, the number 3, Bob Lucetti. Company late model feature. Starting on the pole, the number 25 is Chris Grubbs. Alongside the 577 is AP Wren. Starting in row number 2, the number 17 is Bob Snyder Jr., your point champion in 2019. And the number 22 is the code man, Cody Jayberg. The number 88 is Tony Urdiles. He'll start inside row number 3, along with the 0 of George Riddle. Row number 4, the number 90 is Emerson Hoffman. The 18 is your top qualifier, Brandon Short. The number 69 is Bob the Animal Eichel. The number 66 is John Sanquest Sr. And the 69R is Corey Herron. Getting ready to go green, and we're not going to have... So we'll try it again. Chris Grubbs and the 577 of AP Wren. So getting ready to go green, Grubbs and Wren, Snyder and Jayberg, your front four. Chief starter Terry Coletti, green flag in hand, 30 lap. McIntosh Oil Company late model feature is green. Chris Grubbs, your race leader, Bob Snyder Jr. up into second. Tony Urdiles third. Here comes Cody Jayberg for fourth. Emerson Huffman up to the fourth spot, and here comes Tony Urdiles for second. Chris Grubbs, Tony Urdiles, Bob Snyder Jr. Grubbs slips off at turn number 2. That allows Snyder to pull all the way alongside Chris Grubbs. Bob Snyder Jr. leads. Bob Snyder Jr., Cody Jayberg, Tony Urdiles, Emerson Huffman, Brandon Short, your top 5. Spin up in turn number 4. Snyder, Jayberg, Urdiles, Short. Green flag in the air. Cody Jayberg around the outside to the race lead. Jayberg will lead lap number 9. Brandon Short around Bob Snyder Jr. to take over the second spot behind Cody Jayberg. Brandon Short all over the back of the 22 of Cody Jayberg. Coming up on 15 laps complete. 15 in, 15 to go. Jayberg continues to lead Brandon Short. Back to green, just shy of the halfway mark. Cody Jayberg, Brandon Short. Bob Snyder Jr., Tony Urdiles, the front 4, getting ready to go back to green. Green flag is in the air. Brandon Short around the outside. Jayberg continues to battle. Good battle for third behind him between Snyder and your Dials. Jayberg and Short. Caution on the speedway. Caution off of turn number 2. Bob Snyder Jr., Tony your Dials. Chris Grubbs, your front 6. AP Wren, John Sanquest, Bob the Animal Eichel, Corey Herron. Getting ready to go back to green. Getting ready to go back to green. Jayberg spins off at turn number 4. Brandon Short to the race lead. Tough break for Cody Jayberg, spinning the tires on the start. Brandon Short to the race lead. Jayberg back to second. Tony your Dials around the outside of Bob Snyder Jr. for third. Brandon Short, your race leader. Cody Jayberg second. Tony your Dials runs third. Bob Snyder Jr., your champion, runs in the 4th spot. 5th, the 90 of Emerson Hoffman. Then the 577 of AP Wren. The 25 of Chris Grubbs. Five laps to go for Brandon Short. Brandon Short, Cody Jayberg, Tony your Dials, Bob Snyder Jr., Emerson Hoffman, your top 5. Brandon Short, way out in front. John Sanquest pulls pit side. White flag for Brandon Short. Off of turn number 4, your winner, Brandon Short. Cody Jayberg will finish second. And Emerson Hoffman spins in turn number 4. Pulling into Knack Tuning, Victory Lane for the 7th time at Midvale Speedway. In the Hutter Race Engines, Direct Detail, Ernest Performance, BRP Bicknell Racing Products, sponsored number 18. Great race with Cody Jayberg until that last restart. Jayberg spun his tires on the restart. Brandon Short checked out after that. 7 feature victories for the rookie driver in the number 18. Getting the helmet off. I know he was disappointed after last week's Ohio Invitational. Good second place run a week ago. Getting ready to climb out of the car. Here's your winner, Brandon Short. Come on over here, brother. Good to see you in Victory Lane again. 7 times as a rookie. You had to work for that one a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Cody. I mean, he gave me a run for my money, that's for sure. I mean, we were racing hard, man. We weren't trying to wreck each other, but we were rubbing. And I don't know what happened on the start. I don't know if, I mean, I was squeezing him down, of course. That's my job. But, I mean, I don't know if he spun his tires, but all I know is I was clear and we set sail.
Yeah, it looked like he spun his tires down there. As soon as he hit the throttle, it kicked sideways on him, and you had a clean shot. I've always heard from one of the veterans down here, Ryan Tedesco, and says, being the race leader obviously is a good thing, but on a restart, the guy running second has the advantage on the outside. Do you agree with that?
Well, on some days, yes. Some days, no. Tonight was definitely kind of rough because, I mean, there's still a little bit of oil out there. You could feel it. And, I mean, a lot of people made it work. And fortunately, I was able to make it work, and that's why we're standing here today.
Who you want to thank us 18 tonight?
Well, first of all, look at all these fans in the stands. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for coming out. Wouldn't be possible without you guys. So we got our sponsors, Direct Detail, Hutter Racing Engines, Ernest Performance, my dad, Brian, Emma, and her parents. I mean, just a lot of people on this car.
Congratulations, man. Win number 7.
Thank you.
Brandon Short in Knack Tuning Victory Lane for the 7th time. All right. All right, get out your 50-50 tickets. We're going to get them done right now. 50-50 tickets. Come on, guys. To our Van Meter Auto Repair Modified. Starting on the pole, Todd Ripley. Todd in the 0, the 99 is Derek Gruhl. Row number 2, the number 29 is Dan Gosser. Alongside the 02 is Rick Sibla. The number 4 is Jerry DeVore. The number 38 is Kevin McClintock. The number 55 is the Rooster Brandon Bailey with the 331 of Mike Stone. Row number 5, the 67 of Bob Page, the 09 of Philip Cox. Your fastest qualifier, the 54 of Big Mac Doug McMillan. Your point leader, the 0 of Lucas Ripley, and the 70 of Bob second. Todd Ripley, Derek Gruhl coming to green, 25 lap, Van Meter Auto Repair Modified Feature, we're green. Dan Gosser spins. Dan Gosser spun off of turn number 2, complete restart. So getting ready to go back to green. We'll try it again a second time. Ripley and Gruhl. Green flag in the air. Off turn 2, Derek Gruhl going to battle, and Gosser again goes up the racetrack, gets into Jerry DeVore, and spins to the infield. Caution. Getting ready to go green, Todd Ripley, Derek Gruhl will try it for a third time. Third time's a charm. Getting ready to go green off of 4, and we're green. Derek Gruhl around the outside into turn number 3. Gruhl has the lead. Problems for the 0 sparking. Derek Gruhl to the front. Derek Gruhl, Todd Ripley side by side. Ripley going to lead lap number 2 by a nose. Gruhl still there in the outside lane. Ripley will lead lap number 2, still side by side, or lap number 3 rather, still side by side with Derek Gruhl. Derek Gruhl, Todd Ripley continue to lead. Rick Sibla and the 38 of Kevin McClintock in third and fourth. Here comes the 0 of Lucas Ripley all the way from the back of the pack. Lucas Ripley now up to 5th. Going to be up to 4th now. Kevin McClintock tries to get to the inside of the 0-2 of Rick Sibla. And Lucas Ripley up to 4th. Todd Ripley, Derek Gruhl doing a great job up front. Gruhl and Ripley continue to trade the lead. And caution. Now Lucas's car on the outside. Your race leader on the bottom, Lucas Ripley, your soon-to-be point champion on the outside. Kevin McClintock third, Mike Stone fourth, green flag in the air. Lucas Ripley shoots out to the race lead. Todd Ripley, Kevin McClintock side by side for second. Through turns 1 and 2, Kevin McClintock going to move to second. Here comes Philip Cox. Philip Cox looking to move up to third. 12-13 now on the board. Lucas Ripley way out in front. Kevin McClintock, Philip Cox second and third. Mike Stone runs fourth. Bob Page fifth. Todd Ripley sixth. Doug McMillan seventh. Lucas Ripley with 3 laps to go. Kevin McClintock, Philip Cox, Mike Stone, Bob Page. White flag for the big dog. And off of turn number 4, your winner, Lucas Ripley. Kevin McClintock second, Philip Cox third, Mike Stone fourth, Bob Page fifth. The big dog, Lucas Ripley, had to jump into Dad's 00 tonight and put the 0 on it. And that's with Brandon Bailey's bad luck. That is going to all but hand the championship to him. Without calculating everything up, it was 82 points coming in. There's only 85 points available. Guys. Only 85 points available on a complete night. So Lucas Ripley, once we total everything up, I'm pretty sure he's going to have more than an 85-point lead. So he will be the 2019 point champion. We'll total that up a little bit later, and once the points are completed, I'm sure that that's going to be the case. Also the point leader in the street stock division, driving for John Tannerelli. So twin championships possible for the big dog as he pulls into NAC Tuning victory lane once again at Midvale Speedway. In the D&B machine, Andy's Point drive-through, Allen's Muffler and Tire, Hammer Construction, sponsored number 0. That was the 00 that's now the 0. Also LTR Industries on this 0. Getting the helmet undone. Here he is, the big dog, Lucas Ripley. Come on over here, big dog. All right. So this is the 00, but is the 0 now. I've been joking about it all night. Man, this thing was hooked up. You had to start at the back. Obviously, this car won last week, so you had to start behind that invert. You were the second fastest qualifier, so you're back there anyway. So this car was a rocket coming up through on the outside, man. Before I looked up, you were in like 4th. I'm like, where the hell did he come from?
I mean, everyone kind of single filed out there, and I thought, well, what do I got to lose? I hopped out there, and it stuck, and I was getting to him a turn.
Tell you what, your dad and Derek Rule was putting on a good show up front. I didn't know if they were going to stay side by side the whole night or what. It's probably the best I've ever seen Derek Rule drive. Nothing saying to him, but he drove a heck of a race on the outside. And then once you got that restart after he spun, then it was pretty much set sail. See you later.
Yeah, this thing's hooked up. I mean, I hate taking it from Dad, but I think the motor's hurting my car, like bad, and he told me to hop in this because of the points. But I hate doing it, but man, this thing's good.
Well, and I agree, and I understand, but, you know, Rooster obviously had problems. You're going to have more than an 85-point lead, so I can probably declare you now the modified champion in 2019. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who you want to thank on this 0 or 00 or whatever it is tonight?
First off, Dad, for letting me steal his car. Sponsors, LTR Industries, Hammer Construction, D&B Machine, Allen's Muffler, Andy's Point Drive-In, Mustang Trucking, everyone standing over here. Scooter, Dusty, Devin, Dink, Rusty, Finley. Just everybody. Like I said, it's a team effort.
Congratulations, man. Still got another championship to win, another feature to go win tonight.
Yeah, hopefully that street stock goes as easy as this, because I got to start in the back for that one, too.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Your winner and probably the 2019 point champion in the modifieds, the big dog, Lucas Ripley. Feature. Starting on the pole, the 44 is Mike Stuber. The 41 of Toby Cook is alongside. Starting on the outside, the 443 is Connor McLean. The 86 is Tyler Shootball in the 86. Tyler Shootball in the 86. The 8 is the 78 is Josh Peebles. The 15 is Derek Robinson. The 8 is Bart Busby. And we've got a spinner down in turn number 1. So Alan Clark spins up there. Busby, the number 19. The 19 is Eugene Kopp. The 69 is Dan Bucky. The 9 is Gavin Roop. Jimbo Roop in the 9. The 15 is your point leader, Kyle Finlayson. Then the 64 of Jamie Leslie, the 23 of Carl Phillips, the 0 is Alan Clark, the 24 of Brent Schreffler, the 52 is Jeremy Salinger, the 69 is Zach Koger, and the 43 is Gavin Roop. Stuber and Cook side by side for the race lead. Mike Stuber, your race leader. Caution in turn number 2. Looks like the 86 of Tyler Shootball spins up in turn. Stuber and Cook. Green flag in the air. Three wide back of the pack, Brent Schreffler on the outside of Jamie Leslie and Carl Phillips. Schreffler trying to make that three wide move work back in the pack. Still side by side between Stuber and Cook for the race lead. Connor McLean, Derek Robinson, Josh Peebles, Bart Busby. The youngster Derek Robinson having a nice run, and now problems for Bart Busby. Busby up high. That is the second place man in points in that number 8 of Jeffrey Orr's machine. Busby slow and gonna stop in turn 3. Caution on the speedway. So getting ready to go back to green, Stuber and Cook. Connor McLean and Peebles. Green flag is in the air. Peebles is another one of those guys that's up there in the points battle. Toby Cook trying to go around the outside of Mike Stuber. Tough break for Alan Clark as he pulls to the infield. That car finished second and first. That car finished first and second the last 2 weeks here at Midvale Speedway. Brent Schreffler still trying to work the outside. Caution on the speedway. Jamie Leslie spins in turn number 4. So getting ready to go back to green. 12 laps complete. Stuber and Cook. Chief starter Craig Mishler throws the green flag, and we're back under racing. Toby Cook with the advantage in the outside lane. Now Stuber going to battle back on the bottom. Oh, Connor McLean on the bottom. He goes mowing the grass through turns 3 and 4. Going to lose several spots. Move Dan Bucky up into 4th. Here comes Schreffler on the outside. Great battle up front between Mike Stuber, Toby Cook, the 78 of Josh Peebles, the 24 of Brent Schreffler all the way from the back of the pack, and the 69 of Dan Bucky. Schreffler looking to go 3 wide around Toby Cook. Coming in on 2 laps to go. Schreffler looking for the opening. Cook going to close the door. 2 to go. White flag in the air. Mike Stuber. Toby Cook with a good run off of turn number 2. He's going to slide up the racetrack. Here comes Schreffler and Peebles Through turns 3 and 4, can Schreffler get there off of turn number 4? Mike Stuber. Schreffler finishes second. Josh Peebles third, Toby Cook fourth. These cars sponsored number 44. Here's your winner, Mike Stuber. Well, man, I told you, once you got that monkey off your back, you'd start winning a bunch of them. Man, this thing was in the third heat and wins the feature.
That car's terrible tonight. It broke coming off the trailer. We've worked on it and scabbed it back together, and that's as good as she got. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, it just goes to show, though, to be honest with you, how tight this field is. It doesn't matter if you are in the third heat or not. Anybody can win these features. You and Toby Cook put on a great show up front until coming off, too.
Yeah, that was fun out there running with Toby. That was a good race. He ran nice and clean.
Congratulations, man. Who you want to thank on this 44 tonight?
I got to thank my wife, Rachel, my daughters, Tabby, Chloe, and Daphne, Dan and Carol, Mark Romar, Ember Complete Care, my water doctor, everybody who's helped me out.
You're getting much better at these Victory Lane interviews. You keep doing them, you'll be a pro before long.
That's a good thing.
Congratulations, buddy. Your winner, Mike Stuber. How about giving Hall of Famer Craig Mishler a round of applause for doing the flagging duties? He did a good job, too. Getting ready to come to green. Jeff Bowling, Scott Richardson. Off of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Richardson up the racetrack. Bowling going to have the race lead. Kylie Wood on the bottom. Wood gets into the back of the 82 of Bowling just a little bit. Bowling going to lead lap number 1. Jeff Bowling, your race leader. Kylie Wood up to second. Will Wiggins the second, up to third. Scott Richardson back to fourth, and now a big accident up in turn number 2. Getting ready to go back to green at the big top. Bowling. Kylie Wood on the front row. 3 laps complete. And we're green. Bowling and Wood make contact in turn number 2. Wood's going to drop back, and here comes Colt Locker. Camaro O'Hare on the outside, 3 wide, up to third. Camaro Hair trying to get around Will Wiggins the second for second. Here comes Locker to the race lead. Colt Locker. Here comes Rich Schweitzer in the 77. He's going to try and get around Bowling. Rich Schweitzer to second. Rich Schweitzer to the outside of Locker for the lead. Rich Schweitzer to the outside of Colt Locker for the race lead. Into turn number 3. Mr. Smooth hasn't been in a street stock since a couple weeks ago when he drove Pringles and won a heat race as he goes to the front in Bear Swartz's 77. Caution on the speedway. Getting ready to go back to green. 10 laps in, 10 laps to go. Rich Schweitzer, Colt Locker, Jeff Bowling, Will Wiggins. Green flag is back in the air. Rich Schweitzer cleared to the front. Caution in turn number 1. Caution on the speedway. Race leader. Colt Locker runs second. Jeff Bowling third. Dennis Wood fourth. Will Wiggins the second in fifth. Then the 67 of Lucas Ripley. The 28 of Frank Boyce. The 7 of Gabe Pringle. 75 of Passwaters Sr., the 22 of Wood, the 74 of Passwaters Jr., and Chase Berkey. Green flag back in the air. Colt Locker, Rich Schweitzer into turn number 3. Lucas Ripley and Jeff Bowling get together off of turn number 4. So we'll try it again. A Pringle stopped at turn number 1. Schweitzer and Locker. Problems for Will Wiggins as he goes high up in turn number 1 and 2. He's going to exit the racetrack. Tough break for him as Dennis Wood trying to get to the inside. Now Boyce spins the 118 a locker. They make all kinds of contact. Dennis Wood tries to get to the inside of Rich Schweitzer. Getting ready to come back to green. Schweitzer and Wood coming to the white flag. White flag for Rich Schweitzer. Off turn number 4, twin checkers for Rich Schweitzer. Dennis Wood finishes second, then Frank Boyce, Lucas Ripley, and the 118 of Colt Locker. Well, he picked up a heat race win in Gabe Pringle's street stock a couple of weeks ago. And he's going to go and take off the helmet for his first feature win in Bear Swartz's street stock. Bear sitting over there admiring his work. Swartz Trucking, here's Nissan. John W. Cookson Drivetrain, sponsored number 77. Mr. Smooth was able to hang out front, take home the feature win. Here's your winner, Rich Schweitzer. Come on over here, old timer. You told me you was retired last year.
I was done talking to you for my life.
No, you can't be doing that. You told me you was done racing. Now all of a sudden you're in victory lane. Now there's the best drink ever. That's the best drink ever, right?
She's our little helper.
Absolutely. Well, listen. I'll tell you what. This thing was moving on the outside.
Yeah, it was loose in the heat. Bear adjusted on her, and away we went. I had a bad start, but I recovered.
Yeah, you recovered quite nicely. I know Dennis Wood was trying to get to the inside. You were like, eh.
You got to go around the outside. You went around it.
Congratulations, man. Who you want to thank on the 77?
Well, Bear called at 2 o'clock, said, bring your fire suit, and here's where we ended up. So, thank Bear.
Congratulations, buddy. Your winner, Rich Schweitzer. Eddie McLean. Green flag is in the air. Michael Barnes is in the 95. The 29 is Tim Croft. The 26 is Chad Squires. The 7 is Nick Large. And Eddie McLean spins. Michael Varnes gets together. And now Rick Brink spins. He avoids the accident. Caution on the speedway. Complete restart. Getting ready to go green. Gerber. And McLean, and we're green. Chad Squires in the 26, drops back. There's the 19 of Scott Lindell. Lindell got some work to do to win a championship. He's 18 points back. Michael Varnes darting up through the field. He's up to the 5th spot. Gerber's going to lead lap number 1. Michael Varnes back up to the 4th spot as Lindell and McLean continue to battle up front. If Eddie McLean can see the 19, that's okay. He might not win the battle, but he's going to win the war as long as he keeps that 19 in sight. Scott Lindell needs to get out front and drive away from Eddie McLean to win the championship as the 2 of Barney Gerber continues to lead. Caution on the speedway. Gerber and Lindell. Croft and Squires. Large and Large. Getting ready to go green, and we're green. Lindell gets into Gerber. Getting ready to go green, Gerber and McLean. Green flag is in the air. Gerber and McLean up front, still side by side for the race lead. Barney Gerber, Eddie McLean. Barney Gerber, Eddie McLean, Michael Varnes. Gerber and McLean through traffic, white flag in the air. Into turn number 3 for the final time. Mini truck checkered flag to Barney Gerber. Eddie McLean, your champion. So Barney Gerber was in the middle of that championship hunt, blew a motor a couple of weeks ago, and comes back and goes to victory lane. Yeah. So your champion gets out of his truck. We'll talk with him in just a minute. Barney Gerber in victory lane. Pulling into victory lane. In the Swiss Auto Mart, Pied Piper Muffler and Tire. RV Parts Express, Club McKay, Badstone Band, sponsored number 2. As the skid plate guys over pit side can get ready to bring their machines out here momentarily after we talk to Barney Gerber and Eddie McLean. Your season championship feature winner. Climbing out, here he is, Barney Gerber. So, man, I'll tell you what, I know it's got to be bittersweet for you because you were right in the thick of that point battle all year long, and then you had a motor break a couple weeks ago, and it took you out of the running. I know it's got to be bittersweet, but you get a big trophy.
Yeah, I guess out of work, you know, it is bittersweet. I've been trying for 24 years now to win one of them, and just not my luck.
Well, there's always next year, brother.
I hope so, as long as we have trucks again.
I hear you. And who do you want to thank on this number 2 tonight? This thing was hooked up pretty good on the bottom tonight.
I'd like to thank Swiss Auto Mart, Pied Piper, Muffler and Tire, Bud and Tooties, Club McKay, RV Parts Express, and Boulevard Cleaners.
Congratulations, buddy. Great season championship win tonight.
Thank you.
Your winner, Barney Gerber. All right, everybody, we've got the truck division out here. Before we go over and talk to the winner, how about giving all of our truck guys a big round of applause? I know Tim Croft down there, Nick Large, Evan Large, of course, Scott Lindell, your runner-up in points. Michael Varnes had a great season. How about a big round of applause for all these guys? And let's go over and talk to the winner, your champion. Man, it's been a while. I don't know, have you ever won a championship here? I didn't think so. And you said the last time you were battling one for was in '89, right?
That was at Canton Motor Speedway.
So I was 12, if that makes you feel any better.
It does not.
I'll tell you what, known you for a long time, watched you race for a long time, very happy for you to get a championship, brother.
It's been a long, hard road. I can't wait to get some good sleep. The week off killed me. I was on pins and needles for 2 weeks just to get this thing back here, checking every squeak, every creak, every nut, every bolt. Yeah.
Well, and then down in turn 1, you and Varnes get hooked together, and I'm sure you were thinking, oh, you got to be kidding me.
I was just hoping we didn't break anything. I mean, earlier in the heat race, we got turned and we're headed for the wall, I was like, oh, this is like when I'm 18 again. I smash into the wall and the end of my night. But fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Who you want to thank on this 443 tonight? Because you got to get ready for now. You can start preparing a banquet speech.
Oh, that's not going to be good for anybody. Right off the bat, I want to thank my family for putting up with this mess. My boys in particular for helping me every week. I got Joe Mack Truck Bodies and Cranes. I've got Keith Brady family right there. Thanks, guys. I have O'Reilly Auto Parts. I have Columbiana County Auto Parts, and I've got Jones Tax Solutions on here as well. So I think next year we're going to have a big Napa sponsorship from what I'm hearing. So this paid off in spades.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'll tell you what. We'll be looking forward to that. I'll be looking forward to that banquet speech. I'll be looking forward to you guys running in the Fall Classic. Hopefully, I'm hearing anywhere 15, 17, 18 trucks. That should be awesome.
That'll be awesome.
Congratulations, brother.
Thanks, man.
Your 2019 Mini Truck Champion, Eddie McLean.